All right, I am moving slow. So I guess I'll start with soft prone music today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Curtis Selby, your tired midnight blogger. What blogs? In this case, 11:02 a.m. Central Standard Time. Today's Saturday morning cartoon will be Highlander: The Search for Vengeance. It's an anime that was made with the writing and directing or something. Writing and the official assistance and auspices of the original writers for the movie. Good stuff. They do change the timeline some. I kind of think of it as an alternate reality where this is the way the Highlander works. But it's really good stuff. So I'm going to say hello. John Ponerero is the one person in the chat. And please, anyone out there, if there is anyone besides him listening, please put up some prayers for the guy. He's stuck in really bad snowy weather, and it's got to be difficult. He'll probably be in and out, mainly because he has to shovel. I will watch on my break. So far, got 3 feet of snow with 10 more inches coming overnight. And you know what? If you just want to leave the YouTube running in the background, but the movie is something I'm getting off of YouTube itself. So if you do want to watch the movie itself just without the commentary, that's fine too. It can be found by searching for Highlander: The Search for Vengeance. Gonna give it a few minutes just in case anyone's late coming. I was late. I did not want to wake up today. I haven't wanted to wake up for the last couple of days. I don't know if it's all that turkey or what. I really tried not to eat too much. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know Troy Pacelli did the monumental task of doing a nearly, not quite, but nearly 24-hour stream of Thanksgiving movies. I only got to be there for maybe 2 minutes. I was so busy, but man, part of me almost wishes I could have been there for all of it, or at least for more of it. But it was nice to see my family too. All right. Gonna let the music go for just a little bit longer, give some people a chance to wake up and come on over. Checking my texts. Yeah, John, I can understand those power outages when it's snowing. That's when it gets scary. So John had shoveled his walkway all the way up to his porch and steps, and then by the morning it was already snowed back over. They've actually closed the interstates coming into Lake Erie. I-79 runs north and south from Pittsburgh, is closed 40 miles south of there, of John's home. Nah, you sound like you're trying to be smart and responsible and have an escape plan, John. Nobody has all the luxuries that I have living in the city. Like I said, since we haven't had a storm like this since 1976. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it started. Hopefully, nobody will be more than maybe 2 minutes behind. Let's see here. Let's stop the soft prone music. Do 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 do. And let's, as probably most of you know, the Cosme link is pinned at the top of the chat. And I also have a poll running for you guys. Always do that. For next week's Saturday cartoon, Fist of the North Star TV series, Battle of the Planets, Hanna-Barbera, or surprise. I honestly, unless I do the anime that I was thinking of doing last week for this week, I don't really have a surprise in mind right now, but I will think of something clever, maybe. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Let's go ahead and begin. Looks like there are 3 people in here, so hopefully that's enough to begin. Go ahead, go to Cosme. Highlander, the Search for Vengeance is pinged up and ready to go. And I'll give you a small countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Hopefully this works. Don't know if the sound is running or not. Oh, no, it's not, I guess. Why is it not running sound? What is it doing to me? Davis Panzer Production. And I have forgotten to share this out in the stream myself. I guess I'll do that real quick. Please share it to X. The last time I went to the swamp, the Highlander cut off his head. As you can possibly see, it is in a post apocalyptic world. It's kind of like, it's not exactly Highlander meets Mad Max, but maybe Highlander meets Book of Eli, only nobody's blind that I remember. It's the only way to live in cars, in cars. These people are evil. Guy kind of sounded like Clancy Brown, but I don't think they had him as part of the cast. Hey, something's going on with the sound on this. And just like in most anime, you've got to be able to kind of float around and stuff. His headless body is still walking up there. Well, they say Manhattan real estate is really plummeted. If this had been written today, this would have been Donald Trump. The evil immortal would have been him. It kind of reminds me of Mock from Rock and Rule. Okay, I figured out what's going on with the sound. Since it is anime, he has a weird spirit guide. And there's definitely some Fist of the North Star influences here, but this future isn't quite as, I don't know about bad, but the world hasn't been quite as depopulated. Ah, yes, the Democrat Party's dream right here. Hey, look, downtown Tulsa. Yes, this was written before COVID. So, yet another cautionary tale that we failed to listen to. Hospitality just isn't what it used to be. You know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles really took a downgrade. Yeah, it goes from Connor to Duncan to Colin. He gave him a colonoscopy. Just 1 year of love is better than a lifetime alone. By the way, this version of the Highlander suffers more from PTSD than any of them. Yes, this does have flashbacks, just like any good Highlander would. Oh heck, I didn't. There's something I didn't do. Wonder if I can still do it or not. Here we go. Hopefully this works. There we go. I almost forgot. Like I say, if you are under 18, this is probably not a movie you should watch without asking your parents' permission. So, yes, please. If you're 18, under 18, please either go somewhere else or ask your parents. This timeline, these are not 15th century Scots. These are the ancient Scottish Picti. This is probably somewhere around the time of Christ. Fictional, but these are Romans up against the Scots instead of Scots against Scots. Which I kind of like that better, actually. One of the few things I wish Highlander had was more about the oppressive people that tried to fight the Scots. Rut Raggy. And there's also just a touch of Braveheart in this. Maybe you shouldn't have drugged your best warrior, lady. Right. Something tells me Maximus wouldn't have been this brutal. Are you not entertained? Now, this should have told him something. He had a whole building burn on top of him and he's still alive. But anyway, Dun dun dun. And there's also some Fist of the North Star here. He sees the love of his life everywhere. Some an homage to the Terminator. Hey, there is still a middle class or a lower middle class, anyway. World Economic Forum meeting here. The real Anthony Fauci. Oh, he actually got a blow in. Oh, I broke a sweat. I must be losing my touch. I was working in a cocktail bar. That's the noise most women make when I ask them out. And if you're here The Cosme link is pinned to the top of the chat. That's where you'll need to go to watch Highlander Search for Vengeance. We're 28 minutes and 7 seconds in, so closer to the beginning than to the end. It's good to be the military evil overlord. Now we know why Anthony Fauci is the bastard that he is. I would be too if I had that waiting at home for me. I'm Batman. Okay, I'm Batgirl. Yeah, I found this masked man in here. He said he wanted to blow up Parliament, and I told him he can't do that in Manhattan. Yummy. Okay. If you recognize the voice, that means you probably watched Highlander the series. Doc is voiced by Jim Burns, who was the Watcher on Highlander the series. Oh man, this copy has got stuff blocked out. I'm sorry. All right. I am going to do a switcheroo here. Hope y'all don't mind. Okay. Here we go. This is a better copy. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is a lot more cynical version of the Highlander, but he's also 5 times older, so flashback time. I actually do think it's cool that he's going up against Romans. Oh, hello, Lady Mist. Howdy, howdy. The Cosme link is pinned to the top. We are watching Highlander, The Search for Vengeance. Right now, the Highlander is having a flashback from 2,000 years ago. He's trying to avenge his love, who has been mercilessly slaughtered by the immortal bad guy, who is Roman in this case, not Kurgan. Just tiny hints of who wants to live forever. Lady Mist, I will fight to avenge you. I'd probably last about 0.5 seconds, though, about against this guy. Sadly, I looked up Highlander woman in the Cosme memes, and this was all I could find. Dang, come. I don't know what it is. I guess something about dying on holy ground slows your healing process or something. I always wanted to go to Stonehenge. Here's his spirit guide. Kind of a mix of a Celt and a weird anime thing. Yeah, they spell out the consequences of fighting on holy ground a little better in this than in some of the others. The gods don't screw around, I guess. Bunny! So undignified to run around in a diaper. Yeah, the Romans got chased away. Hmm. Sadly, I'm less motivated by revenge, so I'll just leave it to your imagination what I'm thinking. My luck, Lady Mist would get mad. Love you, Lady Mist. Gonna rust your weapons out doing all this stuff. They need to be going up against vampires. She's got a cross. Basically, for those who are new to this, back in the Roman times, an immortal slaughtered Colin's entire village and killed his love. And now it's somewhere in the mid 2000s, and the world has been devastated by a plague, and the government controls the vaccine that keeps people from dying. And the immortal that did all this stuff to Colin is the man who owns and controls New York City, where they go after vampires. Yeah, that would be. I've always kind of wondered about that. What would happen if the Highlander immortals went up against vampires? They didn't have a lot of supernatural stuff in Highlander. I think it's probably smart because it would have gotten too confusing, but like some few of the immortals would have some sorceress powers, but mostly the only supernatural thing in that world is the immortals themselves. I tried to put them into my D&D campaign at one time, but it just didn't work out. Vampire Hunter D is a good one to see. We may that may be the surprise one if I can find a good copy. I started out with a not great copy of this one and switched over. I think this is probably the best copy I can get without actually buying the movie, which I would be willing to. It's just that I've already bought so many lately. So, Lady Mist, I always imagine you looking like this, only with long hair and wings. Let me know if that's really how you look. I'm an evil scientist. What do you think? Don't worry, Lady Mist. I'm afraid I don't look like Colin either, so yeah, don't stress about it. Because I'm Anthony Fauci. She's a little scary looking. I'm not scary looking. And yes, my hair is much longer. I kind of thought it was. I mean, I know that your avatar may not necessarily be perfectly accurate. So you're more like this lady. That was the lady that he lost 2,000 years ago. This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. Good question. And he's built up 500 years of levels and he's still totally outclassed by the bad guy. China, 763 AD. Scotland in the 11th century. I love this scene. It must be nice to have all the hot women dig you. Oh, I understand. Deleted. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Definitely, though, if you get a chance, try and take a little watch of this movie. It's really spiffy, I think. I actually I like this version of the Story of the village turning against him better than the original. I never say that, but in this case, I like it. I would. 19th century Spain. World War freaking II. Guess whose side the Marcus was on in that one? I give you two guesses, and the first one doesn't count. So over the top. But you got to admit, he looks really snazzy in that Nazi uniform. And no, we don't condone the actions of the Nazis. They're the bad guys. I guess they've rebuilt Notre Dame. He's definitely not the Kurgan. So much more intellectual. Hey, there we go. This is one of the few of those precocious kids that doesn't annoy the crap out of me. Like even the ones from Fist of the North Star kind of come close to annoying me sometimes. And here you see my dream house. Might as well enjoy some wine with the show. Another thing I like about this over the original, the Kurgan and the Highlander are basically two barbarians. And here you have like this elegant, intellectual Roman versus a barbarian. Yet the elegant intellectual is the villain. And while Colin's the good guy, it's you got to admit it's kind of questionable living 2,000 years just for revenge. That hurts. Usually, the spirit guide annoys the crap out of me on animes, but this guy's so fun. I know I didn't do anything but show my breasts to him, but I love him. You know what? Why not? I've fallen in love for silly reasons myself, so I'm not gonna criticize her. The thing is, they have a spiritual connection. You'll find that out later. You don't know it right now, but he's a zombie. It it's a kind of magic. I just died so I could cop a feel. But yet she's still carrying him. Oh, boom. Ah, a woman who can handle a grenade. Be still, my beating heart. That's the idea. That's what I originally loved about Highlander. I really wasn't enjoying it until the because I'm a dork, but I didn't enjoy it until the scene with Heather. Yeah, he's got more in his head than I do, though. Dun dun dun. Well, what are you gonna do about that, bucko? Again, this is Jim Barron's voice of the Watcher from Highlander the series. I know this is probably cheesy, but I get chills at this point. He's got one. I didn't catch this. I didn't catch this the first time I watched it, or the second or third. He's got one leg, just like the character in this TV series. Do it, do it, do it. In the name of honor. Aw, don't give up on him. Women, 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 women. Oh, he always is. That's an interesting painting. A woman who can handle a gun and has taste in art. It's so romantic. I'm not crying. You are. And if you are under 18, please don't watch this. Ask your parents' permission. This is not for children. I'll be in my bunk. It's good to be Colin. Oh yeah, I covered my eyes, Lady Mist. I totally did. I can't watch that. Would y'all mind if I rewound? Okay, fine. I'll be a good boy this time. It's now. I am crazy. I'm crazy. Crazy from fighting for 2,000 years. I love those robots. Ah, I give this movie a 9.8. Make no mistake where you are. Your back's to the corner. This is it. Don't be a fool anymore. The waiting is over. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. No time for wondering why. You must have those adamantite katanas that Deadpool has. Hell hath no wrath, etc., etc. The peasants are revolting. For the Senate and people of Rome. The official World Economic Forum plan for once, his motivation is not just revenge, it's love and trying to save all those people. And this is what I chose to use as my avatar here. I've always thought that was an incredible bit of animation there. Ah, Ah. Ooh. That's bad. That's tough. And maybe a little bit overly convenient that the quickening alone was enough to kill the virus, but I like it. I like it. Now to go bury the bits of my girlfriend. And I think that's, yep, that's a candle for his lost love. She died again. I always thought this was a cool bit of animation here. William Panzer in memoriam. Written by David Abramowitz. Produced by Peter Davis and William Panzer. And like I say, Doc was played by Jim Bearns, who was the one legged watcher from Highlander, the series. I don't know if this is exactly my favorite anime, but it's awfully close. And I don't know. I prefer the first movie, but I think it's more for nostalgia's sake than anything else. Because there's actually aspects of this story that I like better. Instead of having the Spanish peacock, they have a Celtic priest spirit. Thought that was interesting. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Lady Mist. I thought at least some people would enjoy it. I did a terrible job of promoting this, so there weren't many people out here. My bad. I did not want to get up today, but at least I wasn't very late. I was maybe 2 minutes late. I feel like I ought to know who's singing this. I wonder if IMDb will tell me. The music is by Jussie Tegelman and Nathan Wang. Lots of people did the visual effects. I don't know about anyone else, but I thought that this was some really good animation for something that evidently, I don't know how well it did. Technical specs. I'm weird. I like to listen to the soundtrack sometimes if I think it's halfway decent anyway. Wonder how they find the scrolls, release dates, company credits. All I'm seeing is who worked on it. There's a ton of people who worked on this. I should have just went ahead and bought this. Taglines, plot summary, synopsis, keywords, parents guide. Here we go. The scroll. I usually don't do this because I don't do it as well as Steven does, but I may just do it for this one. Well, not much on this one. Oh my gosh. But there is enough to be at least worth sharing. I'll let the music go. Then I will consult the scrolls. Thank everybody in the chat and call it a stream. I may reach out to Steven and see when he can watch this because I would love to have him in the chat. Oh, you're very welcome, Lady Mist. The older animation in anime is better than a lot of the new stuff today. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying I hate all modern anime, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I should probably do some other things today, but I kind of feel like just sorry. Yeah, I watched too much Rift Tracks. Sorry about that, people. All right, consulting the scrolls. Not much trivia for this one. Unlike most anime, the mouths of the characters in the film were drawn to match the English dialogue. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Doc's voice, as I keep saying, and I just can't help it because I love it, is provided by Jim Byrnes, who played Joe Dawson on the TV series Highlander. Doc is shown to be missing a leg from the knee down, a reference to Byrnes' real-life disability. Byrnes lost both his legs from the knee down. I did not know that because he walked so well. I only thought he'd lost one. When he was struck by a car in the 70s, a disability which was written into the TV series, which established that Dawson lost his legs after stepping on a landmine in Vietnam. Byrnes also voices the bartender who serves McLeod, another reference to the Dawson character who owned a blues bar on the TV series. The American version of the film is shorter than the Japanese version. Producer Galen Walker said in an interview that about 7 or 8 scenes were cut just for timing and just for pace of story. Interesting. I may need to try to dig that up. And admitted that director Yoshika Kawahira was unhappy with the cuts. An opening exposition text, which is traditional for Highlander films, was also added to the American version. The character of Amargun, the spirit guide, was modeled on the character of Merlin. I did not know this. From the film Excalibur, Scott McNeil, who voiced Amargun, is a fan of Nicole Williamson, the actor who played Merlin in Excalibur. And as we all know, this is a loose spin-off of Highlander, but I just thought it was amazing. To me, this is one of the most underrated films out there. I joke about giving it a 9.8 for the nude scenes, but I honestly probably do give it about a 9.5. It's so good to me. It just seems more enjoyable to watch. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I didn't mean to be like gruff about what you were saying. I'm just, it just seems like the older stuff, whether it's as mature or not. Now, there is some new stuff that I like. I'm having a senior moment. I like My Hero Academia, and there's a couple others. They're also escaping my thoughts. And hail Connie Cleary. We are at the end, but I'm really honestly tempted to reach out to Steven and see when he can watch this, because I may just try to play this again sometime this weekend during times when people can watch it. I had a lot of fun. I hope some of you folks did. Let me know what you think. Before we say thank everybody, let's take a look at the poll. I'm going to give Connie a minute or two to also vote. Right now, Battle of the Planets is leading with 38% of the votes. And then on second place, Fist of the North Star, the TV series, and Surprise, which would just basically be me coming up with something random for you guys, would be what I'd play. And 11%, I'm assuming one person, maybe, one person voted for Hanna-Barbera. And Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, caught the middle to the end. Thanks. I didn't know about this too well. I know. It doesn't seem like this got any marketing. And I only know about it because it just randomly popped up in my feed. Oh my gosh, it's probably been 7 or 8 years ago. Okay. I didn't think I was being ref. Okay, good. I don't know. I've got a horrible quip that I'm just going to keep to myself. because, there's always that line between innocent flirting and being a complete jerk. So I'll try not to cross it. Fletcher Williams, welcome. I hope that you had a chance to at least watch a little bit of it. If not, I'm sorry. I may try to play this again later because it seems like a lot of people are coming in on the end. Fletcher Williams, smashing like and taking names. And by the way, this gentleman was the designer of the thumbnail. So thank you very much, Fletcher Williams, for that thumbnail. Hugs to Connie Cleary, to Lady Miss, to one and all. Dang it, I'm almost tempted to play it again. But I need to get going. I think I'm going to reach out. I am going to reach out to Steven. And y'all, I think most of you, I don't know if Lady Miss does, most of you have my social media on X. Reach out to me. Let me know if you would like me to play this again. I'm going to give it another minute or two so that Lester and Fletcher can also vote in the poll right now. Oh, wow. Surprise Us has taken the lead with 40%. And now Battle of the Planets is number 2 at 30%. Fist of the North Star at 20. Hanna-Barbera at 10. All right. Smashing like and taking names. All right. I think I will go ahead and start the soft prone music and thanking people. And then at the end of thanking people, I'll stop the poll and call the next stream. I apologize everyone for getting up so late and doing a terrible job of promoting this. But anyway. Jeff B. Hi, Curtis in chat. I voted. Huzzah! All right. Very good. I'll wait till I've thanked everybody to close out the poll, just in case there's anyone else that wanted to vote. John Ponderero, please send some prayers out for him. He is snowed in. So he hasn't been able to chat because he's basically fighting to keep his sidewalk shoveled as it snows, blizzard type snows. He'd gotten something like 2 feet overnight, something like that. And that was on top of what had already fallen. A lot of interstates are closed down for him. So maybe not 2 feet, but a fair amount of snow. 10 inches. I love to exaggerate. 10 inches fell overnight. And that was on top of the however much had fallen before. So prayers for him, please. Hopefully he ends up okay. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. Lady Miss, thank you for keeping me company. I hope that my vague and lame flirtations were never quite offensive. You're a wonderful person, though. One of the wonderful encouragers, one of the great wrenches, someone who values loyalty and honor. I love that. Deleted scenes. Steven can't join in. He is at work. So again, I may try to reach out to him and see if there's another time, because I would love for him to be able to watch this. Who else? Connie Cleary, thank you very much. The loyal, faithful bird woman of YouTube. Please check her and her second channel out, Fluff Chick Productions. Her and Deleted Scenes both. They have wonderful channels. His is of movie watches, movie reviews, and basically talks about subjects of interest to him, mainly movies. And Connie Cleary's niche is videos about birds and other pets, often accompanied by beautiful music. Check her out. Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank, check out his channel. He also has some very interesting videos about several different topics. Thank you very much for showing up and for watching. And Fletcher Williams, please check his channel out as well. Lots of interesting material there. I've learned a lot by watching some of his things. A very good Christian man here. God bless you for that. We need more faith. I do believe that. Whatever you may think of the movie, I did like that faith was at least part of the theme. And last of all, but not least, Jeff B. Thank you for voting. Everyone saying goodbye. It was fun. I'm glad you had fun. Thank you. Sorry I wasn't in the chat. I had my hands full with the baby cockatoo and Loki the cake. Cack. I don't know how to pronounce these things. I get it. No, I'm glad you got to watch it, though. That's good. That is good. And let's take one last look at the poll. We're going to call it. This looks like a surprise. You have all put your fates in my diabolical hands. Okay, I will come up with something. I will try to figure out something that is spiffy keen. Torn between a couple of things. We shall see what we shall see. I don't do my usual spiel on the animes since I don't really talk politics. I sometimes throw out a lame joke about things, but I don't talk about politics on the watch parties. I try to keep it more or less safe for everybody who has disagreements. Take care, have fun. Yes. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I am going to chill for a bit, probably reach out to Steve, and if I do play this again this weekend, I will try to give y'all more like an hour's notice instead of 20 minutes notice, or if I even gave you that. So you have a better chance of getting a shot of watching this. I think it's a wonderful film. Highlander, The Search for Vengeance. Maybe I overrate it, but I really do. I give it a 9.5 because I just love the story. I love the theme. I love the voice acting. I love the animation. The only reason I don't give it a 10 is because it doesn't quite make me cry. But I got to tell you, there's moments when I kind of have to steel myself a little bit, or I will. When he loses his lost love, man. And then the speech, we must fight for our freedoms. It's almost as good as the Braveheart speech. What would you do without freedom? All right, guys, gonna call it a stream. Hope you all had fun. I don't want to make promises, but if Steven's got a good time, I may try once again this weekend to give people another chance to watch Highlander, the anime Search for Vengeance. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I appreciate all of you.